Thanks for watching Full Action videos. If you like what you see, please click the subscribe link or like it down below. Thank you. Hello, I'm Jeff Hajek. I'm the owner and founder of Full Action, and it is the time of year where football season is really blooming. We're approaching the bowl games. Army-Navy game is on tomorrow. The playoff hunt in the NFL is ramping up. You know, the teams that are on the cusp are really duking it out, trying to get into the playoffs. So it's a pretty good time for football fans. And it kind of got me thinking about this, and I have a love of lean and a love of football, and there's a lot of overlap in the concepts that go into both. So I was thinking about some of the old articles that I'd written in the past, and one of them was about something called the interception ladder. And this was a look at the statistics behind playoff teams since 1970. And what they came up with was the teams that won, 79% of the time, they threw 0 interceptions. At 55% with 1 interception, so if you throw 1 interception, 55% of the time you won. It drops down to 31% if you throw 2 interceptions, 18% if you throw 3 interceptions, and if you throw 4 more interceptions in a game, it's almost impossible to win. Only 2% of playoff teams have won a game when they've thrown 4 picks or more. So the question here is, well, let me back up. The article implied that this was a causation. So if you throw interceptions, you're going to lose the game. And I thought about that, and really the truth is that this is a confusion between causation and correlation. There might be a causation, but the question is, are you losing because you're throwing interceptions, or are you throwing interceptions because you're losing, or is there something else at play here? So the first one is, obviously, if you throw an interception, it gives the other team an advantage. But what happens if you're losing by a lot and you start trying to catch up? Now, if you know about football, when you get further behind, you can't just chew up clock on small running plays and try and get little bits of yardage at a time. You have to throw deep. So if you're down by 3 touchdowns going into the fourth quarter, you're going to see a lot more long passes, and long passes tend to get picked off more easily than short passes because it's a high-risk, high-reward play. So if you get behind in a way that you're probably going to lose the game anyway, you take risks, and those risks result in interceptions. So is losing causing interceptions in that case, or are interceptions causing the loss? It's hard to tell. Now, there's also another factor that maybe it's just, correlated, that there's no actual causation. The better team normally wins. The better defense, there's an old expression that says defense wins championships. So if you have a better defense, good defenses get lots of interceptions. So is it just a factor of if you have a better defense, you're going to get more interceptions and you're going to win the game? It's quite possible that that's what's happening there. It's just a matter of you're going to get those interceptions because you're a much better defense, and the winning and the interceptions are correlated. Now, the real point is just to say, as you go through and you start looking at data, it's important not to jump to conclusions. You have to test out your theory and make sure that what you're saying is valid and sound. Look at all the different options about the relationship between what you think is the cause and effect. And with that in mind, you'll be able to get to the point where you can make better decisions. And the reason I say it like this is, if it's true that interceptions cause losing in playoffs, it's a real easy fix. If 0 interceptions was the cause of 79% of the wins, if I was a coach, I'd have a real easy strategy. Never throw the ball. If you don't throw the ball, you can't get intercepted. And then that would mean that if you run the ball only, you'd have a 79% chance of winning the game. Obviously, that doesn't sound very good if you know anything about football. You don't want to be one-dimensional like that. So there is a really logical disconnect there. 0 interceptions won't mean a victory 79% of the time in that situation. So there's got to be something else at play there. So dive into the data, think about the logic behind it, and make your decisions once you've proven out the causal relationship, if there is one. This is Jeff Hajek, signing out.